Yes, indeed, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's Jay Jordan here, and today I'm going to recap yesterday's game against the Washington Mystics. The New York Liberty played the Washington Mystics in downtown Brooklyn, New York at 1 p.m. Eastern. It was a Commissioner's Cup game, so it was very important for us to win this game in order to keep pace with the Connecticut Sun, who are leading in the Commissioner's Cup standing right now. And it's a conference rival, a team that smacked us up in the first game of the season. So we needed to test our improvement and our resolve against this team. They are also coming off winning 3 games in a row. So we had to see how we matched up and how we would succeed against a defensive minded team um, who seems to have our number early. But before we get into the video, I want you guys to go down, look down in the video, hit that like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post content, whether it's live watch alongs or these game recaps. And then you can come back here and we'll continue. Salute. All right, so the Liberty, their starting lineup was the same. They had Vandersloot at the point, Sabrina, but Nigel Laney, Brianna Stewart, and John Cole Jones. For the Washington Mystics, it was their same lineup: Natasha Cloud, Brittany Sykes, Ariel Atkins, Elena Deladon, and Shakira Austin. In that first quarter, I was at that game. I got to the arena just as the first quarter was tipping off. I was on the concessions line trying to grab something, and they had the little TV up by the concession, and I'm looking, and it goes I think they 3-0, then 5-0, then 7-0, then 9-0. I think Sandy Brondello calls a timeout. Then it got up to 13-0. We hadn't scored in the first 4 minutes of that game. We were down 13-0. When we finally ended up scoring, Benija ends up hitting a layup, and we finally get on the scoreboard. The Mystics get up to a 17-point lead in that quarter, but thankfully, somehow, some way, we were able to end that quarter only down 10. Score was 27-17 at the end of the first quarter. Natasha Cloud, Ariel Atkins got out of her shooting slump. She was hitting all her threes. Brittany Sykes doing her thing, and then we got to worry about Elena Deladon, beast out there. And we just couldn't buy a basket. It was rough. That second quarter, we started to find our footing a little bit more. We were getting to the line a lot, which helped get us back in the game. We were stopping them on the defensive end as well. Sabrina and Benija really carried us offensively that quarter. Sabrina was really hitting her shot. She was getting to the lane. Benija was playing solid defense, but also hitting the wide open shots when the ball came to her. Brianna Stewart, she was struggling. I think she took 7 shots that first half, and didn't make any. I think I read a stat that was the first time or the third time in her career that she's taken that many shots and hadn't hit 1.5. So that was pretty alarming. But thankfully, we were able to finish that quarter. We won that quarter 22-18, and the score was 45-39. So remember, I said we were down 17 in the first quarter at a point. Then we whittled it all the way back down to 6. 6-point lead at halftime. Okay, I was a little upset, I can't lie, at that first quarter, but second quarter I was much better. I was like, it could be worse. The team is at least showing some fight. Third quarter, we won that quarter 20-16. More of the same. Sabrina, Benija, Vandersloot really came to play. We were really starting to lock down on the defensive end, forcing them into some turnovers and some bad shots, and then securing the boards. Can't lie, we were also turning the ball over. Every time we would get on a nice little run, we'd score 2-3 baskets in a row, and we'd get to around a 4-point deficit, and then we would come down and get 2 turnovers and give up, or don't get a defensive rebound and give up a wide open 3. So we were lucky to be down 4 at that point as well. So we slowly creeping back down. We slowly whittling the lead back down. That fourth quarter, however, um, things started to take a little turn. Shakira Austin, their center, um, she ended up she ended up getting a nice steal, and as she was chasing after the ball, at first it looked like a hamstring, but then it was reported after the game that it was a hip injury, and she had to get carried off the court. It was a sort of a bittersweet moment because you don't want to see anybody get hurt. But we ended up getting the ball back, and I think Benijah Laney hit a three in the corner, which cut the lead down to around 3 points. I think it was at that time. So it was an unfortunate injury for her, but it swung the momentum a little bit because we hit a shot out of it. Shout out to the crowd at Barclays. When we were losing, when it was tough sledding, we were still cheering. But when we sent some life in the team. We really went for it. Everybody was on their feet, clapping, cheering. We were on the ref's head. It was a great atmosphere. But back to the actual play on the court. Vandersloot, I don't know, man. She just started attacking the basket crazy. She was getting fouled. She was hitting floaters, hitting her layups, but she still was missing crucial free throws. Missing crucial free throws. She would miss the first, hit the second, or hit the first, miss the second. It was like she wouldn't hit 2 free throws in a row, which was stifling our chances to come back. But then Sabrina would come down off a down screen, hit a three. Sabrina, she was hitting everything from three. I think everything she was throwing up in that fourth quarter, um, from three was cash. Um, but the biggest play, it was a crazy sequence with about a minute left. I'm gonna get it so I can actually read it out how it actually played out in that quarter. So with about we'll start from the 2 minute mark. So from the 2 minute mark, the Liberty were down 75-68, with 2 minutes left to go in the game. Sabrina gets fouled. She hits her 2 free throws, so that has us down 75-70. There was a jump ball, and we get possession. Sabrina misses a 2 point shot. Kayla Thornton gets the rebound but gets fouled, and Kayla Thornton hits 2 free throws. So that puts us at 75-72, down 3 with a minute 13 left. The Mystics call a timeout, and Natasha Cloud, I do remember that play. She really got a straight line drive to the basket for a layup. So with a minute left, they're up 77-72. We call a timeout. Out of that timeout, Sabrina hits a big three. We're down 77-75. 2 point game with 58 seconds to go. With 35 seconds left, Natasha Cloud passes the ball out of bounds. Stewie, struggling, misses a 15-foot jumper with 27 seconds left. And Courtney Vandersloot has to foul to basically stop the clock. She fouls twice to get them to the foul line. Tiana Hawkins misses 2 free throws with 20 seconds left, so it stays a 2 point game. And then Vandersloot gets the rebound, goes down, and gets fouled by Tiana Hawkins. Vandersloot misses the first, as I mentioned, and hits the second, so it's a 1 point game with 10 seconds left. But Nigel fouls Natasha Cloud. Natasha Cloud misses the first free throw and hits the second. So it's 78-76 with 9 seconds left. Vandersloot inbounds the ball, runs up court, gets the handoff, does a nice little crossover, scoop lay, and ties the game with 2 seconds left at 78. They throw a Hail Mary, they miss, and it goes to overtime. Barclays jumping at this point. It was electric in there. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And then, of course, since we're tied at the end of the fourth, we go to overtime. And overtime, Vandersloot and Sabrina back and forth, carrying the offense until Vandersloot ends up fouling out, and Marine gets subbed in for her. It's basically a bunch of misses, and then Brianna Stewart saves the day after struggling all night. She drives to the basket, gets fouled and won, and she hits the free throw to put us up 1. Mystics call a timeout. Elena Deladon misses a shot. It goes out of bounds. It stays their ball. They run a play. Aisha Hines Allen tries to get a layup. Doesn't fall. Liberty complete the comeback and get the win. Winning that game 89-88. Hard fought win. Showed a lot of resolve being down and ended up coming back. So I can't complain in that regard. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the top performers and the box score. So as I mentioned, Liberty won 89-88. Top performers of this game. On Washington, Ariel Atkins killing 24 points. Natasha Cloud 6 rebounds. Natasha Cloud 11 assists, 1 turnover. Sabrina Ionescu 31 points. Jonquil had 10 rebounds, and Sabrina had 6 assists, 3 turnovers. Let's take a look at the box score. Let's take a look at Washington first. Their starters: Natasha Cloud 38 minutes, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists. Only missed 10 up for 11 from the free throw line, 2 steals and a block, 1 turnover, 1 foul. Ariel Atkins right there with her, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 6 for 7 from 3. That's where she was really killing us. We were started running like a zone, and then we wouldn't rotate back over to her fast enough, and she was just knocking them down. Brittany Sykes, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Elena Deladon, nothing crazy, 15 points, 6 rebounds. And Shakira Austin, before she got hurt in the fourth, had 6 points and 5 rebounds. Their bench, nothing too crazy. Only has 7 points from their bench. Tiana Hawkins with 2 points and Aisha Hines Allen with 5. So it was nothing too crazy from their bench. Now for the Liberty, Courtney Vandersloot, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 for 12. Needs to hit her free throws, but that she fouled out, of course, like I mentioned. Sabrina, big woman on campus, 31 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. We needed every one of those 31. 9 for 19, 7 for 12 from 3. Only missed a free throw, had 3 steals. But Nigel Laney, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. She was playing good defense, but there were some times where she was getting blown by like Natasha Cloud or Brittany Sykes. But that comes with playing good defense. You can't win all the matchups. Brianna Stewart, 40 minutes, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 for 17 from the field. Got a bulk of her points, 10 for 11 at the free throw line. So 10 of her 18 points were free throws. But she was out there, and we're better when she's out there than when she's not. Because she draws so much attention. Jonquil Jones didn't score a bucket after having that show and out game. Did not score. Ended up having no points with 10 rebounds and 1 assist. Didn't really play in the clutch in that game. I noticed Sandy Brondello doesn't usually play her late in close games. I guess I don't know if because she's slow, or I don't know what the reason is, but doesn't really play her late in those close games. Something to keep an eye on. Our bench, nothing too crazy. We only had 12 points from our bench. Kayla Thornton 5, Maureen Johannes 3, and Niara Sabali 4. We re-signed Epiphany Prince to a hardship contract. She didn't play. Steph Dolson turned her ankle in the Atlanta game on Friday. She's going to be out for a week, so she didn't play. And Jocelyn Willoughby didn't play either. So that was the box score for both teams. Let's take a look at our team stats. It's always good to take a look and see what the teams did as a whole. So the field goal, the Liberty were 27 for 73, shot 37% compared to 47.8% for Washington. They were chucking threes. Like, when I mean they were really chucking threes, they were just kept chucking them, and it were brick. 12 for 35 from 3 compared to 9 for 21. We shot 34% from 3. Free throws saved us. We shot 29 free throws. They shot 18. We made 23 of them. The rebounds, we out rebounded them 45-29. So that's what really kept us in the game. 14 offensive rebounds. We were equal in the assist department. We had 19 assists on 27 made baskets, sort of around that same area where we've been hovering. They had 19 on their 33 made baskets. 9 steals to their 7 steals. They outblocked us 3-2. We turned the ball over 19 times. And every video I say the same thing. Every watch along, every time. We need to cut down on the turnovers. 19 turnovers is crazy. They outpoints in the paint us 36-24. We hit them on the break 9 points to 7, 17 chance points to their 3. They had 23 points off of our turnovers. We only had 16 off theirs. Our largest lead was 1 and their largest lead 17, which is crazy. It was a foul fest, especially in that third quarter. Everybody was fouling. So that was that. So yeah, that was the Liberties. That was a summary of the Liberties game overall. It was nothing crazy in the press conference. It was basically alluding to how they showed so much resolve in fighting back, even though the cards were against them. They dug themselves in a hole. They had nobody to blame but themselves, and they dug themselves out of it. So that was the main thing. That was the premise of the press conference. We could take a quick look. Oh, another thing I should mention: Breanna Stewart was named captain of the All-Star team or All-Star game right before the game started. So congrats to Breanna Stewart. It's funny she got named captain and then went out and put out that stinker of a game, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is in that regard. We got the win and we live to fight another day. I don't expect to see another game like that from Breanna. We do need to get to some easier shots. She was taking a lot of like fall aways. I know she can hit that shot. But geez, it was rough seeing her just take fall away after fall away. If the jumper's not working, you got to get to the line. One thing I will mention, because I did mention that JJ didn't play too much in that fourth and down the stretch. Coach Brondello said JJ was a little out of sorts, so I went with a little more toughness and versatility. That's what KT gives us. Take a mental note of that. The person you traded for, a former MVP, out of sorts. So she went with another piece in that trade that wasn't talked about as much for toughness and versatility. Keep that in mind. Yeah, it was nothing really else that was of note. That was the main thing that stood out to me, because I've noticed that in close games, JJ's not really playing as much, and we traded a bunch of people for her. So that's something to keep in mind. Well, guys, that's all I got for tonight. I'm not gonna drag this video on any longer, but thanks for tuning in as always. Liberty got the win. They play again if you're watching this on Monday, June 26th, when it comes out. They will play the Connecticut Sun tomorrow, which is June 27th at 7 o'clock. There will be a watch along from me for that game, so make sure that notification bell is on so you get notified whenever I put up the link or the video for the watch along, for the live stream watch along. So make sure you're tuned into that. I'll be on 15 minutes before game time. I think game time's at 7 o'clock, so I'll be on around 6:45, 6:50. We'll go through starting lineups, injuries, what I expect to see from the game, and then we'll go along and watch the game, and then we'll have some short thoughts at the end. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in as always. Remember to leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. Hit a like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Until next time, guys, salute.